Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another 2000 series. I'm Chris Puckett, and today we'll be commentating all of the best matches from today's 2K. Now, we have a very special 2000 series tournament for Call of Duty Ghosts today. It is brought to you by First Home Mortgage, and they have put on a $2,000 bonus to first place. So you win today, you're banking some serious cash. Let's take a look at our bracket and who still remains. The tournament started at 2 p.m. We're now jumping into things in the round of 2 or 3, depending on the matchup that we're given. Home Mortgage, want to call these guys out. You'll notice this is, of course, your number 1 seed belonging to Complexity. X Crim6, Karma, and they're playing with the guy that's on their squad. Actually, Envy grabbed him, but they wanted to play with Ogre 2. Ogre 2 is actually going to be filling in for Complexity today. He is not retired, today at least, and we'll see what he can bring to the table for this Cole squad. Now, you'll see Complexity, if they get past 1440 swag, they will be playing Clever Fuse, who has already beat Elvid. Down here, you're going to see Godlike. This is another squad you should look out for today. They will most likely be moving on to play Curse Orange. Accuracy, Bloods, TJ Halley, and Vex Saint, all of these guys going in the early rounds of the amateur draft. These guys always have success in all of the 2K series. Looking to see how far they can go today. Curse Orange, the new squad, is going to be a very tough opponent. Of course, this is half of Denial, half of Xfinity, half of Cursed Youth. This is Croster and Mud Dog playing with Attach and Miyagi. You'll see these guys playing in the Season 2. We'll see how far they go with this new lineup. Not too many scrimmages for them yet. This is some great practice already. They were able to 2-0 Paradox to move on. Envy have moved on to round number 2. You see them taking out Sexy, but it was close. Went all the way to game 3. And then Imperfection taking down Vex with a big upset. Another squad you're going to want to look at today. Imperfection, you know these guys. They went pretty far last week into the top 4, playing underneath Donut Shop. Dyson Grimm back at it, playing with Inceps and Crump this weekend. Now, continuing down in our tournament as we're getting into more of the matches in the top 16, you'll see our next matchup, Erupt and Carnage, 2 squads that played in the play-in tournament. Erupt, of course, coming out second and making it into Season 2. Carnage falling just short, but taking several teams to Game 5. Winner of that plays FaZe Red. This is, of course, JCap, Classic, and Replays, now playing with their new pickup, Theory. A very good challenge here in round number 3. And down low, you're going to see TK, Neslo making his way back to the TK lineup, playing with Apathy here this weekend. And they will be playing most likely against VVV. This is Realize's new squad. If you didn't see it on Twitter this weekend, Realize put together a new squad underneath VVV once again, playing with Diabolic, Sender, and Flawless. So really solid squad right here. Excited to see how far this new VVV lineup can go. If you remember back to the start of Black Ops 2, that's where Realize got his start with VVV Gaming, playing with Theory, playing with Replays. Back in the day, awesome to see them back in the VVV jerseys. Now, Curse Black has made a 2-0 win in round 2. They will be moving on to play against Optic Gaming. Now, everyone's wondering, is this the full squad? The Easter lineup, you see it. It's the brand new team. Scumpy, Clayster, Nade Shot, and Proopy, the new addition to the team. How far can Optic go now that Embos is on Optic Nation and Proofy is on Optic Gaming? I think that's a question for a lot of people. Optic known for going out kind of in the round of 8 here. We'll see, can they make it past that into the top 4? Be nice. I'm sure a lot of fans out there are hoping for them. Now, Strictly Business, if you didn't catch all the roster changes last week, we'll show you the new SB lineup. Remember, 3/4 of the original Strictly Business now FaZe Black. But we have Methods playing with John, Stainville, and Spacely. These guys are looking pretty solid so far today. I was tuning into their stream a little bit earlier. We'll see how far they can go, which would be funny if we saw a Strictly Business FaZe Black matchup here. Who is going to come out on top of that one? And of course, you just saw the tweets from Embo's Optic Nation. This is the brand new squad of Killa, Ricky, and Miracles, basically Curse Las Vegas, but now playing underneath the Optic gamer tag with Embos as their leader. So Embos, Killa, Miracles, and Ricky, always a strong squad when it comes to Search and Destroy. Today, we get to see how strong they are in Respawn game modes, going up against the newly formed Justus. Here's a look at Justus. This is, of course, the other half of Xfinity, playing with half of what was going to be Denial. BL Fire and Twiz, of course, joining Doubt and Sin. So really good matches already coming up in round 3. I think everyone's excited to see how far Optic Nation can go. What will they do against Justus? Strictly Business versus FaZe Black could be a really good series. Optic versus Curse Black, another great opportunity here. And then, of course, VVVTK would be really fun to watch that game. Erupt, though, I think they're going to be a team to watch. They went 2-0 yesterday in the MLG Season 2. They're looking really good in the league. What's going to go on in their matchup against FaZe Red? I have a few guys from Game Battles helping me out today, getting us in all of the games. And also, today it's going to be a special show because we're going to be mixing up the casters. I want to give all the amateur casters out there a shot. It's Easter. Let's spread the love. I got Dr. Curry starting off the day, one of the best casters from down under. And Curry, man, I know you have been wanting to cast with me for a while. We didn't get a chance to do it at the ANZ Championship. Today, we get that opportunity.
I know. I'm so happy. Can't keep the smile off my face. You know, it's been a while. I remember the old Halo 3 days with you and you know, the final boss guys watching those videos. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here, especially for the Easter 2K. You know, it's such a joyful day, and we're going to be spending it watching some awesome games, getting straight into it. And you know, I've been watching Twitter. I've been watching it, you know, just roll on down. And these pro players, they're already getting hyped up for this day.
Absolutely, and speaking of Final Boss, Ogre 2, the longtime captain of Final Boss, is playing with Complexity. How far do you think Ogre 2 can fill in for the squad? How far can Cole go today?
Well, Complexity, they're a team of champions, and Ogre 2, he's definitely one who's been in the spotlight. You know, he's easily one of MLG's most brightest stars. He has so many championships under his belt, I can't even count them all. He's possibly, you know, the best pickup for Complexity. He knows how to survive in those hype situations when the pressure's turned on him. I honestly think Complexity couldn't have picked a better person. Yeah,
I'm excited to see how far they'll go. Of course, Ogre 2 saying a few days ago that he was going to retire. Obviously, that didn't last long.
That didn't last.
He's back on the controller. $2,000 bonus to first place. I think that's really what has a lot of people excited. This is like a serious tournament. This is almost like competing in a $10,000 tournament. Anywhere else on land, but it's online, and it's all thanks to First Home Mortgage. So exciting to see who can come out of this one. Now, Curry, before we get started with the games, I got to get your thoughts on the roster moves. Everyone was paying attention to all of these moves. Who do you think made the biggest improvement?
Well, you know, I basically fell asleep one night, woke up, and the whole of the US scene was completely jumbled up. I was like, oh, what did I miss? But if I had to give credit to someone, it's got to be that Optic Nation team. It's just the names which are in it. You know, you got Killer Miracles, easily what I call the best duo in the whole of Call of Duty. You know, they've been around since Black Ops 2. They're champions. You got Embos, who's possibly one of the most underrated players. You know, when he got picked up to Optic, the main team, you know, a lot of people doubted it, but he proved his spot on that team. Now he's got his own. And Ricky, what else could you ask from him? That guy is a champion. So that team, Optic Nation, you know, I'm excited. I want to see how they perform today. They're definitely going to be, you know, the guys to keep an eye on.
Well, I have good news for you, Curry. I just got the invite from Embos, and it looks like our first map is going to be Domination on Sovereign. I'm going to go ahead and get right into the action. I just sent you the invite, and unfortunately, they did not have esports rule set on, so I cannot go into Codcaster mode. But we'll be able to switch through. Starting it off with Embos, let's get right into the action. And off the break, you can see the score. Not in Optic Nation's favor. Justus off to an early start, and here's a look at the leaderboard. You can see 11 and 8 out of Sin, and Twiz at 9 and 10. Now, what do you think of this new Justus lineup? Half of Xfinity, half of the guys on Denial.
It's, you know, it's interesting. It's kind of like they've, you know, got the best parts of both of the teams. And if there's one player I've always been a true fan of, it's got to be, you know, the Russian BL Fire. I've always seen him as like one of those players which no one gives any credit to. And also Twiz. You know, Twiz has been around for a while now. He's proved himself time and time again. If those two can get any momentum going, Sinful and Doubt are just going to just relay off that, and they're going to go the distance.
Off the break, Justus starting to pull away now. 81-57. You see Embos and Killa getting dropped. Miracles and Ricky trying to get in the action. Miracles coming from the top, but in our last 20 seconds, this is all Justus, and they're not doing it by outslaying their opponents incredibly well. You see 12 caps on the Justus side. On the other side here for Optic, everyone but Ricky with 3 or more.
wouldn't have been expecting that when we got into the game to seeing the actual Nation team down by this. And if this is the first half, they're going to have a lot to do coming into the second one. You know, a triple cap, messed up spawns, and they don't really know what they're doing. That's actually a big lead, 59 to 96. Now, looking at the scoreboard too, I'm just noticing Miracles and Ricky, they're letting down the squad there.
Yeah, 37 points here. Pretty solid start if you're the boys from Justus. We'll see, can they keep it up going into side number 2? Optic Nation so far, as I'm looking through the bracket, they've only played one match. That was against the 31st seed. Of course, Optic Nation coming in with the second highest seed overall. Kill and Miracles very high up there in the MLG Pro Point. Same thing goes with Embos. And this could potentially set up an Optic matchup in the grand finals if both teams are able to get through.
Could you imagine that? Just an Optic. I could see like the whole of like the Optic fan base just torn in two. Just, you know, it'd just be like just crazy.
Green wall everywhere.
Just green wall. It'd be like green wall versus green wall.
All right, well, do you want to watch Justus or you want to watch Optic Nation here?
We have to
got
watch
the big
Justus.
lead.
Let's be real here. We have to watch the Justus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
After
ahead,
a first half like that, you can't complain. You know, when you go up by 37 points against such a big team like the Optic Nation squad, you gotta watch them coming into the second half. Who's the player though from the Justus squad that you want to keep an eye on?
Well, you know, Doubt is my X factor for this squad. I gotta see what he is up to. Doubt, when you watched him at the Call of Duty Championships, everyone was kind of low in kills, but Doubt was able to absolutely go off, and he was doing it with the Remington there, especially on maps like Octane. I want to see, what is he now doing for this Justus lineup? Off the break, has your game started yet? My countdown must still be going down.
It's a 60-second countdown.
All right,
it just
good.
Kills me. It breaks my heart.
We got some time to hang out here.
We got some time to kill.
But Doubt, I think, is definitely going to be my Slayer to watch. But I want to see who's taking the OBJ role, who is consistently putting on the pressure. Also, remembering that BL Fire was originally a very strong AR, a post-up AR player. What is his role going to be? Doubt going with the Bison early on.
Like that play by them, all of them using submachine guns, and after that most recent patch, that Bison is just disgusting. You'll see him just map people with it, and you see him actually coming across Killer. Killer gives him the whack with it. On board was Twiz, trying to make some plays over at the B flag. He doesn't do anything, and just off the brink, the Optic Nation squad, they've completely flipped the script, and they've come out guns blazing here.
Yeah, 4-0 start here for Optic Nation. Embo's picking up 2. Ricky and Killa getting the other 2. Doubt's on my screen for the moment. I want to see what he's up to. He's fighting for B. Saw player up top. Does he rotate around? He's going to get into the action. Take it down once again. Twiz going up top control room. Going to try and get behind enemy lines. Shut down once again. I think that's Miracles up top.
We're going to constantly see players try and get control of that top operations. It just gives you such a wide view of the map and also into the opposition team spawn. Lots of players are going to be going up there. They're going to try and make it a choke point. That's what Optic Nation have done. It's working out quite well for them. Embo's big 2-piece on the B flag. They're sinful. I like what he's done here, though. He's actually rotated all the way around to see chuck down trophies for the extra protection. That's going to force Nation to get distracted, come back to their home flag, and this could give Justus what they need to capture a flag here. Yeah,
there's actually a 3-cap going on there for Optic Nation for a bit. It looks like A has been secured, and Twiz trying to get up there on B. 2 flags neutralized for the moment, and off the break, Embos is 6-1.
That's a nice number to have against your name. And he wasn't doing as well as you would have expected in the first half. Also interesting to note, Miracles, Ricky, they've lifted their game. That's definitely going to be a factor as to why they're having such a successful second half here.
I'm loving the start here from Optic Nation. Remember, a huge deficit there after the first 5 minutes, 37-point difference. Already, though, they're climbing back on the scoreboard, 41-18. We'll see if they can keep it up.
I just saw Twiz pick up a big triple that allowed Justus to get control of that B flag. They now have a wall over near the middle of the map. They're trying to push the guys from Optic Nation into their spawn. Twiz, he's on a 4-kill streak right now, making some big plays. Nearly 5 on the B flag there, but he was able to get his teammate the kill. So now Doubt. I like this play here, Chris. He's gone underneath the map. He's going to try and sneak up on the players on the B flag. It could work out pretty well for them, but in the meantime, the rest of his team, they've already cleaned up the kills, and just like that, Optic Nation pushed into the back of their spawns already.
Yeah, Doubt needed a big 2-piece there. Wasn't able to get it as Kill. It just comes charging in, reclaiming B. Meanwhile, BL Fire rotating back to C. You can see they do have A control. BL Fire trying to draw some attention back to C, but here's the call-outs. B, they need some support. He's going to come on the flank, gets another kill, and BL Fire's just running laps here at C.
I love the play by him. He's just been a nuisance to the Optic Nation squad, just being in their face, in their spawn, making them, worry, check all those corners. And he's just, as you said, just running laps around their spawn. The guys don't know where they are from Optic Nation. They're stuck at that C flag. It's definitely not where you want to be. And BL Fire, he's just having their way right now, just running laps. Does pick up a kill, finally drops. Sinful, on the other hand, he's rotated all the way to C. He'll be able to neutralize that. So the guys over at Optic Nation, they don't have a home flag right now.
Yeah, that's right, and you can see the scoreboard now coming back in favor of the guys on Justus, 45-62. They've climbed back from a 20-point deficit in the second side, keeping it close, about 18 points at the moment.
18 points. You got to take in consideration the 13-7-point advantage from the first half. So if we do some quick maths here, Justus, they still just got the lead. Minute 10, the guys from Optic Nation, they can get themselves back into this one pocket, but they got a lot of work to do, and they got to do it now.
I'm on board with Doubt. He's been hit by some concussions, but no kills coming in yet. Defends himself well with this Bison. Nice work on the left side. His teammate just plowing through, and it looks like finally Ricky's going to come in with the shank and take him out. Let's jump on board with Sin, as Sin's trying to clear up B.
Oh, Sin, not able to do so. He's not having the most of best halves here. And Twiz trying to make a final few second dash there for the B flag. BL Fire, he was trying to defend it. There's Optic Nation in the final 30 seconds. Trying to capture this B flag now. Unless they get a triple cap, they're not going to be able to do so. But I really doubt they will, because the guys over at Justus, they realize that. They've just legged it to the A flag. They're going to lock this one down. And it's safe to say, Justus, they're going to walk away with this map.
You know, we saw a lot of Bisons coming out here for this Justus squad. In the end, everyone posting up with M-Stars and AR except for Doubt, who's just distracting up top. They know they're going to take game number one. Solid performance across the board. They're going to lose the second side, but that opening, the 37-point difference, a game changer here. What a start here for Justus.
Wouldn't have predicted that either, to be honest. I would have given it in favor of the Nation team. I think 9/10 of the people watching would have also. Miracles, he's going to get your final kill cam there, but it's really interesting to see Justus walk away with the respawn game mode. We're going to be going into Search and Destroy up next, and you got to give it to the Optic Nation guys. That's their bread and butter.
Well, one game in, already Justus on the scoreboard. Optic Nation still looking for a game. They'll get that opportunity. Search and Destroy coming up next. We're into the round of 16. Be right back.